guys, when you come to Saqqara, you realize that you are now exploring what we can call it the open book of the Egyptian civilization. So I just need you to imagine there is no place in all of Egypt like Saqqara. So let's start from the early beginning. The beginning was in here at Saqqara with what we can call it the archaic period. The archaic period. At Saqqara North, we do have the tombs of the first and in the second dynasty. So the first and the second dynasty, the archaic period, which is discovered by Emery. It is actually located at Saqqara North. So the main figure of Saqqara, the step pyramid, this is actually dates back to the third dynasty. And in here we have even the son of the king Zoser himself, who built his pyramid in here, Sekhemkhet, the pyramid of Sekhemkhet, and the great discovery and the most famous story of Zakaria Hunaym, who discovered this pyramid in the 16th of the last century. So if you would like to speak about the old kingdom at Saqqara, you will speak about some tombs dates back to the old kingdom from the third dynasty into the end of this one. So the high official tombs. So the kings of the fourth dynasty prefer to build their tombs outside Saqqara, but the first king of the fifth dynasty who decided to build his pyramid at Saqqara over here, which we can call it Al-Mekharbish, or we can call it the pyramid of the king Userkaf, and the rest of the family prefer to go to Abu Sir to build their stuff. The end of the fifth dynasty, the king Unas, this person or this great king who came to that Saqqara to build his pyramid in here. The pyramid of Unas has a very important and unique thing. What is that? It is what we can call it the pyramid text. The pyramid text before Unas was oral text. So the high priest used to say this kind of text oral without writing this one. But the first king who make and collect all of this writing and he put it on his walls or in the prayer chambers wall was the king Unas. We are going to speak about the pyramid text in details once we go to Unas pyramid. Okay, at the end of the fifth dynasty and the beginning of the sixth dynasty, we have the pyramid of the king Teti. And even you cannot imagine this heaps of sands over there. It is actually a pyramid, and this is a pyramid of the king Teti himself, the first king of the sixth dynasty. And then the kings of the old kingdom followed him. We do have the pyramid of Bibi the first, Bibi the second, Khinter and Ibi, and all these pyramids located to the south of Saqqara. So let's go to the intermediate period, and we do have some tombs in here at Saqqara. And by the beginning of the Middle Kingdom, we have some chapels and shrines located nearby the pyramid, the tomb of Meneluka. This one dates back to the Middle Kingdom. And some excavation and some of the scholars made lots of research. One of them actually Dr. Ahmed Kab, who made his master and PhD about the Middle Kingdom chapels in here at Saqqara. In the New Kingdom, you don't have to go to Luxor to learn about the New Kingdom tombs. But in here, even at Saqqara, we do have some tombs dates back to the New Kingdom. By the way, lots of people wondering when they know that we have tombs dates back to the New Kingdom in here. And by the way, we have 3 locations at Saqqara, or 3 sites at Saqqara having tombs from the New Kingdom. So the first one will be when you head south after the causeway of the King Unas. So imagine after the head or after the causeway of the King Unas, you will see the excavation of Cairo University, and they have wonderful tombs dates back to the New Kingdom. And some south more, you will see the Dutch Mason excavation at Saqqara south, where we can see the most famous tombs of Horemheb, Maya and Merini, and all these ones dates back to the New Kingdom. And if you would like to visit some unique tombs dates back to the New Kingdom, go to the rock tombs or the rock cut tombs out there. in the Bastion, where they discover a lot of stuff. French mission discovered this one by Alan Zifi. Nowadays, the Ministry of Antiquities excavating and digging at the same site of the French, or the French used to excavate in. So 3 sites at Saqqara with different backgrounds in different places in here, having the New Kingdom tombs from the 18th dynasty to the 20th dynasty. What about Saqqara in the late period? We speak about Saqqara in the Archaic, the Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, and the New Kingdom. In the late period, and even one of the most famous figures of Saqqara started from the New Kingdom to the late period, and even to the Greek-Roman time, Serapeum of Saqqara, which started originally from the New Kingdom. And by the way, we have unique tombs in here at Saqqara and even in Abu Sir, which we can call it the shaft tombs. What is the shaft tombs? It is actually a tomb very deep. It's sometimes over than 18 and 20 meters, and the most famous ones, which Dr. Ramadan al-Badri and his colleagues working on it, which is famous between or among the scholars by the Persians tombs. We call it the shaft tombs because it's very, very deep. And in Abu Sir we have some of these tombs, like the unique tomb of Al. You have heard about this great discovery which made by Dr. Professor Zay Hawes. It is actually the tomb of Al, and it was intact tomb. And the tomb of Wajah, who rested at Abu Sir as well. Was it over? Still Saqqara in use even after the late period, and in the Coptic time we have the monastery of Saint Germain. If you would like to know more and more details about this monastery or this church, you need to go to the Coptic Museum to see all the collection. And this actually church or the monastery of Saint Germain, it's actually discovered at the house of Saqqara as well. So let's say that Saqqara was from the pre-dynastic, the archaic period, and until now the local people of Saqqara still used the necropolis of Saqqara to bury their deceased or their dead person. So open book from the pre-dynastic or the archaic period until now, we are speaking about over than 5,000 years, and the area itself still under use. So that's why you can imagine why we can call Saqqara is the secrets or the real secrets of the Egyptian history, civilization, and heritage. And this is an invitation for all the friends to come to visit Saqqara. Let's explore Saqqara together, guys, and let's start by the unique figure of Saqqara. This is actually the step pyramid. Okay guys, let's imagine Saqqara before the step pyramid built. Is there something located in here? What do you think? Come on, we know the tombs of the first and the second dynasties. That's why the king Zoser himself, or the king Djeser, came to Saqqara to build his pyramid. So he chose this location and he built something very unique. And when we speak about Saqqara, we have to speak about Djeser and Imhotep. Okay, so this intelligent and smart guy who decided to build something very unique to his master, he built this pyramid over here like 6 mastabas, each one above the other, and he gave it the protection by building a wall from east to west, from north to south, and this wall was 277 meters by 545 meters. Imagine how huge is a complex itself, speaking about the king himself. In the southeast part of the wall, we do have this entrance, which we are going to use it right now. The height of the walls itself, it is approximately 10 meters. And by the way, this is some new restoration happened during the last century by the French architecture, the great guy. Yes, it is actually that person. So what is going to be expected when we get inside the pyramid complex of the king Zoser? And let me stop in that. Should I say the pyramid complex of the King Zoser, or should I say it is a funerary complex of the King Zoser? Is there a big difference?
Funerary.
Yes. Why funerary, not a pyramid complex? Okay, the pyramid complex, as we know, started from the 4th dynasty. And actually it's started by a temple, which we can call it the Valley Temple, leading us into a way, we can call it the Causeway. Then the funerary temple, and we have the main pyramid with the small little pyramids of the queens or the satellite pyramids. But in here at Saqqara, it is very different. You are going to visit all of Egypt from Alexandria to Aswan, and you will not see the same architecture elements like that, because we have the walls, we have the entrance and the passage, and then we have the open court, we have South Tomb, we have North Tomb, and we have the North house and the South house. All of these actually we can expert it together when we visit the pyramid complex or the funerary complex of the King Zoser himself. تمام؟ هنقف بس دلوقتي